Okay, I'm back now, and I think I'm synced up better than I've been before. So I got a new computer today, and hopefully it'll take care of most of the problems I've been having. Although I see I'm already lagging a little bit in the uh, video and audio, but I'm gonna make do. So hopefully this is a little bit better feed than I've been doing lately. Because my computer has been overheating every time that I, I live stream. Um, but I don't know what I'm going to do here. Just a second. What can I work on? So I got the body of Sven basically put together. I can go grab that and show you. Um, it's becoming very big and unruly. So I don't know if you can see this. So that's his butt. And those are his legs. There's the backpack it goes on. And this is the inner structure, which is all PVC. And it's actually pretty light. It's probably maybe a little less than 5 pounds. I'm going to skin it with upholstery foam. I could do that right now, but I don't know that you can really see any of that. But what I think I'm going to do right now is make the antlers. And tomorrow this thing will be skinned or this weekend. And hopefully I'll be done with it on Monday, which would be great. I did figure out how I'm going to do the legs. Maybe that's what I'll do right now. Yeah, I'll figure out I'll do the legs. I was doing so much computer stuff today, I didn't really plan on what I was going to do. So right now, let me show you what I'm doing here. Oh, I guess that's the problem. Let's see if the other computer's the same thing. Same thing. This literally happened in the time when I did the first setup, the first time broadcasting, and right now. So right now it's just pinned on here with some webbing. I probably could get away with maybe a couple of, well, let me think how I'm going to do this. The best way to do it would be to put a couple of small bolts in there, but I'm not sure I have any. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use brads. I think that's how I'll do it. So, 1 second. I think this will be the most secure, and then I can actually glue it in addition to that. I want to make sure they're in the same spot on both of them. So what I've been, yeah, this is the one I want to match. Guys, let's get this out of here. So what I did was I took some webbing and ended up having, there's a belt, what you might call it, a belt clip inside the leg. I could grab that too because it's separate. And it pushes out through the foam, and has the other fitting. And so basically you can just plug these legs in, and it should be a little bit more secure than what I did on the original one. I probably should sew this together before I do anything else. So that's what I'm going to do. So a lot of times I do stuff on the fly. I don't know if you've noticed that. Let's get this sorted out. My little studio has been in kind of disarray. Let's see, it's a second. There's a second camera. Look at that. And you can see my new setup, which is just a monitor and then a camera and a computer over here. And hopefully the sound from that little fan is not causing a lot of extra noise, but it's going to have to be so it doesn't overheat. So let's put some thread in there. I'll zoom it in a little bit too, so you can kind of see my expert stitching. Of course, it's not working. Sure, you guys just tune in to watch me thread needles. Oh my gosh. Here's something I should have done off camera. Probably change out the bottom. I know I have some black. I can shred it up. I'm anxious for somebody to come on here so we can do some sound checks. So if you're lurking, let me know. Should clean this machine. That's what I get for sewing fur on it, I guess. I'm having a devil of a time with this thing. This is all the stuff I'll edit out. Boy, I've got just a horrible knot in this thing. Come on. Oh, boy. I sure am glad I got all this tech stuff worked out ahead of time. Okay, so that's done. Okay, finally got it. You can see it poking up out of there. This is why I should never change my thermometer. Okay. Around. I should just do live streams about threading my machine here. All right, let me get a scrap piece of fabric and see if it'll actually sew into it. I'm just testing it out right now. It seems to be a little bit better. Of course, my sewing machine's not working now. Oh, maybe it's working. Okay, we're in business. Is there a buzzing sound at all? Like, if I shut that off, is that better? The newer computer, it does generate a lot of heat, but it's also gone from 8 gigabytes of RAM to 64. So I was going to adjust this down so you guys can see. See my expert sewing. That's a good idea. had to turn up my volume. I don't hear any buzzing at all now. Turn back on whatever. So this is the little fan I have. I mean, I can turn it off. I just was noticing how much heat that thing was generating. So it's audible, but not too loud or offensive. Okay, I'll turn it off until I feel like it's getting too hot, and then I'll turn it on again. Well, okay, so let's see what we got going on now. Okay, so there's our little thing. I want to make sure that it's seated in there correctly. I should probably do this with a soldering iron, so it'll cauterize it. Okay, I'll do that. If I can find it. This is actually a wood burner, but I'm not going to use it for very long. So. I think this was like under $10 at Harbor Freight when I bought it. I use it all the time. Okay. I'm going to crack the window too so I don't smoke myself out here. So I put on the big fan, I open the window, and so we'll have to contend with every plane that flies over my building too. Heat up, do not burn myself. It does. Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just, you just plug it in and it heats it up. I haven't really used the X-Acto knife. I've used the one that's kind of like a speedball, whatchamacallit, nib for a pen, and that one works pretty well. you can use that one for you can use that one for like doing like wood grain on stuff. It works really well. Like I said, it's a wood burner. So I'm going to cauterize the end of this thing since I cut it. Okay, great. Let me get a scrap of foam too. It's starting to heat up. So it just kind of glides right through it, which is great. So I'm only going to do it to about here, so there's a little bit of flex to it. And I'm going to pin it in place. I'm going to put the brads right here, I think. It's probably not the most elegant solution, but probably should hot glue it down too. I think I'll put the brads in and then run hot glue around it after I put the brads in. All right, here goes nothing. We should just be able to push this right through. There we go. I should put one of these on the other side too. I will. Ouch. I guess there's a pin in this. There's one. Put the other one right here. I might set off the fire alarm with this burning plastic. All right, so that should keep that in place. And then I'll run some hot glue around here. I'm gonna do the other one first. I want to make sure they're in more or less the same position. Been a lot of needles in this thing. Oh, I need to sew it first. Well, that's gonna mess things up. I should probably unplug this thing before it's too hot. Putting the house down. But you can see how fast it heated up. Get this out of the way. That camera. If you see that hot glue gun catching fire or something, let me know. It's in the background. Okay, I'm going to get this lined up and then I should be. Just going to make sure I have this oriented right. I'm going to put them here and here probably. So I want to leave a little bit of slack on there. Okay. Okay, I'll let that heat up. Probably should fire up the hot glue gun as well. I remember these little brass brads costing me quite a bit. They're actually for scripts, which I got back when I was writing the Melonpool movie. And I think I used about 10 of them, and then I never used them again. I would show you how that X-Acto knife thing works, but I'd have to wait for that whole thing to cool down before I could actually change the blade out. I think I got time for that. I'm going to kind of mark them so they're about the same spot. Okay, that should work. All right, there goes nothing. I was going to do both of them, but I think I better not press my luck. I've seen others use it to cut felt or other fabric. Your iron would have to get hot enough to seal two pieces together. Here, I'm going to unplug that real quick. Let me put this in. I tell you what, it certainly has cleared up a lot of space on my workbench, not having that laptop on here. Even though I had it on its own little shelf, it still took up quite a bit of space. Yeah, they do. Oh, I didn't plan that very well. I think I could sneak it in there, though. I think we used to use fishing line, and then you would melt. I think you melted it with a lighter to make a little knot. That's how we used to do the shadow puppets. Okay, let that heat up. Get that out of there. I'm gonna dispose of all these broken, these bent needles. They were they were way too flimsy to feet, those legs, but I wanted to see it worked. So I'm just basically going to peel this up and put slather on a bunch of glue and hold it down up to about that point. I could put one more down here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Bought a wood burning iron, and it wasn't hot enough for cutting the fabrics I tried it with. I found a nice heat cutting device on AliExpress, but I haven't tried it out yet. You know, I used to know somebody that used, see how my sink is. I think I'm a little off, but not too bad. I had some friends who had they made like team flags for soccer teams, and they used that nylon or whatever it was they used for the flags, and they had a pair of scissors that you plugged in, and you could cut it and cauterize it as you went, and it wouldn't fray. Yeah, it looks pretty good here too. It's a little off, but not terrible. Let's see. It still needs to heat up a little bit more. So, yeah, you know, on the one that I made, this is a second Sven. Second Sven. The second Sven I built in so many weeks. I'm gonna shut that window. On the original one, I was flying by the seat of my pants, couldn't get it done fast enough, and so the way I had the legs on there were just too. I don't know. I don't even know what they're called, and I don't really know those people anymore. So it's I couldn't ask them, but there was some sort of electric scissor or something like that. All I know is they used them to cut that that nylon or whatever it is that they use for team flags. I have a flag around here someplace, a Melonpool flag that they made me, but I don't know that would really show us much other than just the cauterized edge. All right, here we go. I probably should have put this on before I put the brads in, but I didn't want to get a big ball of glue under those brads. Who knows what it would have done to the wood burner would have done to it. Okay, I got at least 2 ways of adhesion on there. That should be pretty good. Great. Oh, there's still a needle in this one. Or in pin. This webbing was left over from the belt that I made for this original Olaf pattern harness that I built, which didn't work. All right, it's pretty nifty. Okay. Now, I haven't decided if I'm going to put those other ribs on the inside. I don't think it needs it. So the next thing I would do is put on the PVC pipe coupling that makes the lower part of his leg. But I'm going to hold off on that for now. Those brads are working really well. I think they're going to be great. So I'm glad that I didn't overthink that too much. Oh, but I think I started to talk about it. The way I did the original one was there was just this hole here, and then sticking out of the hips were two PVC pipes that were just kind of in a fish hook like this, like that. hanging out of there. And it just kind of went on there and looped onto that little piece of PVC and hung there. And I know they're not going to be secure enough for the show. So I was like, yeah, you got to safety pin them on and do whatever you need to make that work. But I have so many of these clips. I thought it might be a better way to make this system work a little bit. All right. So let me see how this all goes together. So guess what? Framed your butt. Okay, here we go. So these are the other ends of the clip there. Make sure I have the right one. That should just... just clips right on there. And this just clips on. Right there. And those things are awesome. That's going to work great. I'll show you what it looks like from the inside here too. And once this is all covered, it'll look great. I'm confident in that. So wait a second. Let me put this down. So this is the tail end of it. This plugs in, and I'm gonna have to glue this in place, but I wanted to have it separate. But what I did was I made this little Nebu fighter thing out of PVC, and then just screwed it right into it. I probably could have put the strapping on and screwed it in and made it all nice and clean, but this worked. I used to do the same thing on Alien versus Musical, so it'll be fine. And so once that gets plugged in and glued in, the clip, again, just snaps right on there, like so. So that's his basic pelvis back there. So, and it makes it great for shipping or whatever, because these legs end up being about almost 5 feet long. And they're all put together. Okay. Everything's falling apart here. I got to clean this shop up a little bit. It's still pretty warm. Is there a chance that the brads can pull out? Those wings are pretty flimsy and easily bendable. I don't know. I'm hoping the glue keeps it in place. I'm hoping nobody tugs on it too much. I mean, maybe I'll put a piece of gaff tape over it as well. I don't know. Hopefully the glue will keep the brads in place and the brads will keep the glue in place. But this is the best solution I have for this particular moment in time, I guess. Ooh, you have to tell me what you think of those hot cutting scissors. Oh, that's a good idea. I could hot glue over those wings. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do that right now. It's a good idea. And just after I got my hot glue gun to cool down. I wish they were a little bit longer, the brads, but those are the only ones I have, and I don't feel like going out and buying more brads that I'll use 4 of. I suppose Chicago screws would be the way to go, but all I know is that they're more stable than the pins were. Excuse me. So as that heats up, what have you been working on, Dave? How's my sink still? A little off on my end. I'm going to do that enough that Tilly's going to come running in here. Yeah, I think that this computer has helped a lot of the problems I was having. And I'm not sure this is going to change it. Let me know if it changes on your end, but I've been experimenting with this a little bit. Oh, it won't let me change it on the fly. It looks like there's a mode to do it vertical, doing it portrait mode. So I might try doing the next one in portrait mode, just to see if I can post to Instagram a little bit. We'll see. But that was something I couldn't. It wasn't able to extrapolate on with the old computer, so I'm going to see if that works. Well, I apologize for how bad it was before, but I was doing the best I could with my limited resources. There was about a month ago when it was really bad that I was like, I just got to go buy a new computer. And then Eric was like, I'm getting rid of this old one if you want it. So let's see. I'm just going to slather it on there nice and thick. All right, that should just be a little bit more. Those will be on the inside of the leg anyway. So. All right, get those off to cool. So I'm going to start working on the antlers a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to finish them, but this is basically what's inside. I wish I had Sven's head done, but this is basically what's inside Sven's head. So this pole goes up through his neck and seats into a flagpole belt loop thing. This is a little long, but it seats in there, and then up in his head, once this is glued, is this, that these little things stick out of the top of his head. And then a piece of PVC, is a really short piece of PVC pipe is at the base of the antler that they just plug into and stay. But again, they're removable so that I can ship it. And I don't remember how long I did it, but I think it was about 2 inches. I'm working on Miss Pissy. Have you seen my post? She's inspired by Phil Fletcher's piss stain puppet. Oh, that's awesome. What a good idea. It's like fan art for Another cartoon, another puppeteer. Oh, I think I have to. I think I have to go. I'm getting a call from my landlady, so I'll